Hello, Chef Marcus Guiliano here, and I'm your chef on a mission. Today's mission is almonds. This is sort of like part 2 on my almond report. I love almonds. I don't use too many almonds because buying the right almond is very tricky. It's just not going to the store and saying, hey, pick up a pound of almonds, or it's not for me calling any old distributor and saying, hey, send me the almonds you have in the warehouse. It's much more complicated than that. I'll put the link in here to the first video that I made on buying chemical-free, truly raw almonds. The article I'm going to quote now is from healthline.com, and the title of the article is 9 Evidence-Based Health Benefits of Almonds. The original inspiration for this video was an employee of mine that texted me and said, hey Marcus, are almonds healthy? And I would have to say, most nuts are pretty much beneficial. Don't abuse them. If you're eating Brazil nuts or whatever, you literally have half a dozen nuts. Problem with nuts is people like to take the bag and just keep consuming and consuming and consuming. Before you know it, you've consumed 8 ounces or a full pound of nuts. I don't know, 2,000-3,000 calories. And then of course, some people like to have flavored nuts with sugar coating on them or something like that, and maybe some kind of other extra fat on them because they were roasted and salted. So yeah, nuts can be a nutritional nightmare, but they can also be extremely beneficial, very heart healthy. Well, let me read what this article says about the 9 evidence-based. The one thing you have to remember is we weren't born with mechanisms, we didn't evolve with mechanisms to be able to eat an abundance of nuts. Nuts are something that have to be cracked out of a hard shell. They need tools to be done. So if you were put out in the woods with your primitive tools, your hands, you would have a hard time consuming a large amount of nuts. It would be very tedious work. There'd be other foods for you to find instead. So keep that in mind. Balancing the quantity of nuts and the type of nuts that you buy, no chemicals, and buying the different nuts is very different. Same thing might not apply to almonds, it applies to walnuts, and etc. So here we go. 9 evidence-based benefits of the health of almonds. Almonds prevent harmful oxidation of LDL cholesterol. So a lot more, this is all heart health cholesterol, folks, a lot of this stuff here, besides all the nutrients, powerhouse of nutrients. Number 7, almonds do more than just lower LDL levels in the blood. They also protect LDL from oxidation, which is a crucial step in the heart disease process. The skin of almonds is rich in polyphenol antioxidants, which have been shown to prevent oxidation of cholesterol in test tubes in animal studies. The effect may be even stronger when combined with other antioxidants like vitamin E. Combining things makes things work synergistically. And that's why when you eat whole foods, you're much better off to have a whole food, because Mother Nature's figured out what exactly that food needs for us, as opposed to just taking a bunch of pills. I'm not saying don't take vitamins and don't take pills, because you definitely need to supplement your diet. But a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to take all these vitamins and I'm fine to eat whatever, and eating French fries and whatever is not the answer. However, if you can find a whole food supplement, like, let's say, for example, powdered broccoli, extracted broccoli, dehydrated broccoli juice. All right. So the broccoli is in its whole form, basically. It's a whole broccoli plant that's been condensed down into a pill. That's a whole food supplement. Wheatgrass powder, barley grass powder. Those are whole food supplements, as opposed to taking something that's totally isolated out of its natural food. Both have a place in your health diet. Contact a nutritionist who knows about that, a healthcare professional, to help you guide whole foods versus supplements. Sometimes supplements are just expensive urine. You don't absorb them and they just go out in your body. So you might as well spend the money and buy high quality food and slow down and eat and chew each bite and put your fork down between and eat stress-free. There's a lot of things that you can do to improve digestion, the time of day you eat, the foods you combine them with, and that's a whole other topic, but there are things, do some research on that. In one human study, snacking on almonds for 1 month lowered oxidized LDL cholesterol by 14%. So as we're progressing here, the theme of this is eating almonds on a regular basis. But notice they're talking about 1 ounce of almonds at a time. They're not talking about that half a pound of almonds, and they're not talking about the sugar-coated, salt, roasted, added oil. And I've seen some salted and oil roasted almonds that have like trans fats on them, that have hydrogenated fats on them. So be careful, read ingredients. Just because the whole food is healthy, don't assume that that the product you're buying, the convenience food, is healthy. For example, I mentioned broccoli again. Broccoli sitting on the counter in the produce section is going to be healthier than eating tempura broccoli at the Chinese restaurant. Eating a raw organic apple is going to be much healthier than having an organic apple pie. It's the same concept. Just remember, back to its whole form. Number 8, eating almonds reduces hunger, lowering your overall calorie intake. Almonds are low in carbs and high in both protein and fiber. Both protein and fiber are known to increase. Where'd I go to? I lost this here. My screen flipped. They help people feel more full, so they end up eating fewer calories. They make you feel satiated, okay? Better. And that's one of the most important thing. If you're going to go on a diet, you're going to go on something, make sure you feel satiated. Make sure you're eating foods that are going to fill you up, that meet that calorie mark if you're going for calories. But make sure it's a good whole food and a whole food form that's going to fill you up. Like, don't fill up on soda. Fill up on cucumber juice, cucumber apple juice, cucumber apple beet juice, cucumber apple beet lemon juice with ginger. Okay, so you get the it's calories are calories. Calories are not calories. Is the point of that. In a 4-week study with 37 participants, a daily 1.5 ounce serving of almonds significantly reduced hunger. 1.5 ounces, not a half a pound again. Numerous studies support that hunger-fighting effects of nuts, and they list 2 more studies. Number 9, almonds are incredibly effective for weight loss. Nuts contain several nutrients that are hard for the body to break down and digest. About 10 to 15% of the calories in nuts aren't absorbed. Remember, go back to soaking them, sprouting them, drying them. There are some evidence that eating nuts can boost metabolism slightly. Combined with hunger-fighting properties, it makes sense that these nuts are a great addition and effective weight loss diet. Interesting, there are some quality human studies that support this. In one of them, a low-calorie diet with 3 ounces of almonds increased weight loss by 62% compared to a diet enriched with complex carbohydrates. That's interesting. Another study in 100 overweight women found that those consuming almonds lost more weight than those in a nut-free group. Another interesting thing, because again, people think nuts are bad for you. A lot of people think, oh, nuts are fattening. Avoid them. And again, eaten properly in the right amount, they're much better than sitting there snacking on them during the big game, or just snacking on junk candied almonds. So despite the high fat, almonds are most definitely a weight loss friendly food. However, they may cause problems for people who are prone to binge eating. Bingo. I'll hear a lot of people about cashews. Cashews are like people's kryptonite. I've known several people who told me that over the years. You put a bag of cashews in front of them and they don't know when to stop. That creaminess of the cashews. Raw chefs love cashews. Not to switch topics on nuts here. Chefs love raw cashews because they make such creamy vegan cream sauces with them. Raw cream sauces, they're amazing. So cashews can be one of those things that can be easily over-abused more than almonds. Okay, take-home message. Almonds contain a lot of healthy fats, fiber, protein, magnesium, and vitamin E. The benefits of almonds include lower blood pressure sugars, reduced blood pressure, and lower cholesterol levels. They also reduce hunger and promote weight loss. All things considered, almonds are close to perfect as a food can get. I'd like to add something onto this. I learned a long time ago that you want to eat foods that have a megahertz value, an energy, a raw energy value. Almonds are indeed a true raw almond that has not been heated past 118 degrees, are loaded with a certain amount of megahertz, a certain amount of energy. Your goal is to eat high energy foods. Cucumbers, live foods, apples, greens, these are all high energy foods. An apple pie is a low energy food. The vital, they call it the vital life force. Don't confuse energy with calories, because calories do provide energy. But when it comes to the vital life force of food, is what you want. And I went, back in 2003, I went to Anthony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within, UPW, and the last day was nutrition. And I was like, who does this guy know about nutrition, right? I was like, this is interesting, but I'm here anyway. I have the ticket. I'll stay for the Monday. And I stayed. And I was really shocked because Anthony Robbins is so up in nutrition, or was at the time very up in nutrition. And he talked about eating high megahertz value foods and relating the time of the day you want to eat that food compared to what body organ in your body is running at that megahertz equivalent at that time. So your brain runs on different megahertz different times of the day based upon your liver. And it got a little technical here and there, probably more technical than the average person could actually follow and say, gee, it's 6 o'clock, I could eat almonds as opposed to cucumbers because this organ's taking over from that organ and whatever. But the bottom line was, he said he showed himself up on stage snacking. He was like, I'm snacking on popping a couple almonds in my mouth because that's high in good calories and it's high in that life energy, that vital life force of the food is intact still. And doing a 12-hour seminar on my feet all day, this is what I need. So super important. Just figured I'd add that, did not list that in here. The one thing in this article did not address is, of course, the purchasing of the almonds, which my first video addressed that. So check out my first video on YouTube. I'll try to link these two videos together and make a little almond playlist for you. The other one just got released on YouTube the day before this. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. As always, appreciate the support, appreciate the comments, the likes, and the shares, and catch everybody later.